everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. How is everyone's Monday? I feel like it's been the longest 4 days. The holiday weekends are always like crazy around this house. 5 days without school for my son, and we were busy getting the house decorated, spending time doing cookies, baking, spending time with family. So I hope everyone is sort of decompressing from the very long weekend. Maybe your pants are a little bit extra snug today. I don't know. But here we are, Monday morning. I know a lot of you around the United States are snowed in. We got around 10 inches of snow here in Minnesota. And we are going to just jump into a story that you guys have been waiting for related to Kate Gosselin. So on our channel, on this channel, if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. If you're here as a loyal subscriber, welcome back, you guys. We talk a lot about Jon Gosselin, Kate Gosselin, and the Gosselin family related to Jon and Kate plus 8, Kate plus 8, Kate plus date, all that great stuff. The wonderful world of reality television and the after effects on children. All right, so in 2009, their relationship just completely fell apart. And they went through a very, very public and messy divorce. Well, following that divorce, there was a lot going on related to rumors circulating that both of them cheated. There was a ton of speculation that Jon was seen with a couple girls. He was even accused by Kate of stepping out with her plastic surgeon's son or daughter. I'm sorry, son. Oh my gosh. Did I just out Jon by accident? I'm sorry, Jon. I meant daughter, Haley Glassman. And then Jon was like lobbying things back and forth and accusing Kate of having an affair with her bodyguard, Steve Neild. So in the tabloids, they ran with both stories. The tabloids painted Jon as a cad and that he was the cheater, philanderer. He started partying. He turned overnight into this like different person. And then on the side related to Kate, it was that she was having this salacious affair with Steve. Paparazzi were always following her around and snapping photos of them together. There was always kinds of speculation, so many different headlines about is Kate dating Steve? And if you don't believe me, here is what I'll show you. There they are. Look at that hair, you guys. And this was actually just recent. This was in 2019. So Steve is back. And there they are in 2019 again. So with that being said, was there actually a relationship? Well, Jon was recently on Dr. Oz. During his interview with Dr. Oz, he said that while he was in his marriage to Kate, she was like all over the country doing speaking engagements and traveling with her bodyguard. He kind of put that subtle dig in during the interview, and Dr. Oz didn't really expand on it. Jon has been very public that he believed the two of them were involved in an affair, and that he has publicly said he could not state whether it was true or not, but he said that he was jealous. He felt jealous because she was constantly traveling with the bodyguard with another man, and these two became increasingly close. So in 2009, when the split happened and when Jon dropped that bombshell onto the Today Show, Kate responded by speaking to People magazine. In an article from 2009, Kate said, "The next story coming out from the animals that stalk us is about our security person and his family. Already the allegations are making it out about me and are disgusting, unthinkable, unfathomable, and I'm horrified. These are people who absolutely love us and want us to see us through the end. Of course, both of them travel with us at times, and we've spent holidays together because it's in this situation. Your circles grow smaller and smaller, and it's very natural to become friends with your manager, your publicist, your security team. They're the only people you have left, and now they're coming under fire. I'm totally panicking and thinking we're going to lose our last set of friends. I keep calling them, begging, seriously, I'm so sorry, don't run away from us. They keep saying we're fine, but they are the paparazzi in front of their house. It's so upsetting." So, well, were they in a relationship? Were they not in a relationship? It's hard to say because we don't really know. But Robert Hoffman, who followed Jon and Kate for about 2 years at the peak of their channel, at the peak of their show. So in 2000 and I think it was 7 or so, he was hired by Us Weekly to sort of monitor and keep track of what was going on with the Goslings in the area, because he was local to where they lived in Reading, Pennsylvania. During his 2 years, he got to know Jon, he met Kate, he traveled and followed them when they went places. He saw patterns, he took notes, he talked to Jon, and he wrote a book called Kate Gosselin, How She Fooled the World, which initially was removed by Amazon once he published it, and then put back on the shelf a couple years later. Kate filed a lawsuit initially stating that they hacked into her emails in order to get the dirt for this book. Eventually she dropped the case, the book went out, and an unedited book went out. And the book has so much in there that it's my stream health is looking good. Sorry. Okay. So, in all of that being said, sorry, I saw you guys going, it's not frozen. All right. Anyways, so in the book, he sort of catalogs what he noticed over the years while he followed Jon and Kate plus 8 and the Gosselin family. He said that he noticed that Steve became a very instrumental part in the family. He was constantly around them. He was continuously with Kate. He was hired by TLC, Steve, to travel with Kate when she was with the children. He was not technically supposed to just travel with Kate when she traveled by herself. During the height of their career, Kate was doing speaking engagements, and she was speaking at different churches around the country and making anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 per speaking arrangement. At the churches, she talked a lot about her faith. Kate grew up with a father that was a pastor. She had always, in the early days, talked a lot about her belief in God and why that is ultimately why she had the 6 children. And okay, my stream health looks fine. I'm sorry, I still see. Just try refreshing, you guys, if you're having issues with your stream health, okay? So, when everything went down, he says that Kate was traveling a lot with Steve. Now, Steve was supposed to be paid around $800 a day to travel with Kate. But what they started to notice was that when Kate was traveling alone, she was also taking Steve, regardless of whether or not she needed someone to be there for her. And it is interesting that someone like Kate would have had a bodyguard. You know, she wasn't like this humongous celebrity. I mean, she was a tabloid fixture, but she definitely wasn't, I don't know, she wasn't like Brad Pitt or, you know, the big Tom Cruises or, you know, the humongous stars of that time. But nonetheless, she felt like she needed him to follow her around and be there with her. Things that they thought were interesting, though, is that one of the things that they point out in the book by Robert Hoffman is that during one period of the divorce, Jon took the kids on a ski trip. During the ski trip, Steve actually never worked with Jon, but Kate instead sent Steve to watch and monitor Jon because she was afraid that Jon would put the kids in danger. Other things, and then there's communication that goes back and forth between them, and it seems like overly nice, right? Then there's this trip that they take to San Diego. Kate goes to San Diego with one of the twins, Maddie. On the trip, she also brings Steve. And on this trip, Robert notes that the two of them seem awfully cozy together. They're seen going out to dinners together. They're seen almost as though they're on dates. They are seen on the beach. She's in a bikini. He's in his shorts. She's resting her head on his shoulder. She's playfully touching his legs. These were the types of things that he noted, but he could never actually see them getting physical. And nobody has in this entire time. Now the paparazzi ran with it. The tabloids ran with it. Every single place you turned, she was having an affair with this Bodyguard. Then when she was on The Celebrity Apprentice, her former castmate, Kendra Moore, actually was interviewed, and she said that she told everyone that Kate and Steve shared a room while she was on the show. I don't know about you, but sharing a room with your bodyguard, usually that's not how it works. And Kendra thought that was odd. So this is where we're at. There is so much interesting information from the book. If you haven't read it, I would suggest you dive in. I think it's called In Steve We Trust. Jon insists he believes there was an affair. Kate has always denied that there was an affair. Steve did go on trips a lot with them. He actually there was another trip she went on where he was actually only paid for 2 days by TLC, but she wanted him to stay. And so for 4 additional days of the trip, according to Robert Hoffman, Kate paid out of pocket for Steve to stay. Steve began attending all of their holidays. There was questions because Steve was married. What was going on here? Was there an inappropriate relationship going on? Yes, the bodyguard was married. He and his wife began getting invited to all these different events. And again, there's still no concrete proof. There's a lot of interesting tidbits about maybe the suggestion or insinuation that they did have an affair. And over the years, those sort of things have never let up. In fact, it was like going on until at least 2015 to 2016 when I was looking through information. And it should be noted that Kate, during this entire time, has never really had a public relationship. And according to people in the tabloids and all these sources, as you look online, it's interesting because there's been a lot of speculation that TLC has been covering up this relationship because of Kate's brand and because Steve is married. It's interesting, isn't it? Is it really that these two are in a relationship? Is TLC covering it up? Did Jon fuel the fire more by saying, well, she was always traveling with her bodyguard only a couple weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago today when he was on Dr. Oz. It's interesting to see here, what is the truth? What is fiction? I would suggest if you want to get an inside peek into what's going on in that relationship, according to Robert Hoffman, that you take a look at the book. I actually found the unedited version on Amazon, but they discuss how they went on trips to Charleston, South Carolina. They were invited to the holidays in 2008. He says that Jon felt that the end of their relationship came when he stopped doing church speaking dates with Kate. In October 2008, Kate said to Jon, "You can live your life. I'm going to live mine." Another thing they said is Kate went to reading of Multiple Blessings and Steve went along. That's when Jon first suspected something was going on and got pissed that they had a nice little vacation date together. When the relationship was dwindling down, they say Kate refuses to go to any sort of counseling. Kate was traveling with Steve everywhere in the country and Jon was left at home with the kids. Kate started inviting Steve to family holidays in 2008. In January 2009, Kate and Steve went to Charleston, South Carolina to write book number 3. And the thing that they says is she's going on a trip to write a book. Why is she taking a bodyguard so that she can stay in a hotel room and write a book? In 2007, Steve became the family's bodyguard. He protected Kate and the kids. It's just, there's so many is he, isn't he? Why is he always there? Why is he always invited? It's messy. I don't think we're ever going to get an answer either way. It appears that she has staunchly denied this. He has denied this. But the edited version, yes. Wendy F. says, does the unedited version say that it is unedited so you can tell the difference? Yes. The unedited version of Kate Gosselin, How She Fooled the World, if you find it on Amazon, it has the unedited version on there. All right, you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that there's this relationship? Check out the book and let me know. I would love to have a conversation about this. This relationship and the messy fallout, because Jon finally has no gag order, all of these old stories are starting to recirculate, and it has me doing so much thinking about what happened and what didn't happen. So I'll be back later with some more, but I hope you enjoyed this latest stream on the Gosselins, and we'll do more chapters from Robert Hoffman's book. All right, you guys, I'll be back later. Bye.